People were afraid I was contagious. Even the teachers never came too close. Well, besides Mrs. Spooner. The only person who actually liked my spots was Maisy. Ever since she was little, she'd thought there was a map growing out through me, that I was the key to some treasure. Sometimes when Gloria said mean things, I'd find a tiny note on torn paper under my pillow. "You are beautiful." Even though it was weird for Maisy to say that to her brother, I kept every one. "What other things? What makes you happy, Rowan?" I didn't tell him my idea of getting on a train and going back to find Gran, which was impossible now, because Gran was dead. Instead, I told the counselor about my dream of hitting a home run, having that bat in my hands, swinging it as hard as I could, and striking the fat, round ball out of the park. The crowd always leapt up from the stands and screamed and roared. "Do you imagine that a lot?" he said. "Yeah, I do. All the time." "Maybe we should start a team in September. Get uniforms. I could coach." I stared down at my hands. There was a neat white island over the bottom part of my thumb. "The school might fund it." "Still," I said. He thought I was worried about money. "I don't think it'd work." "Why not?" I shrugged. I didn't mention that in my dream I was the only one on the team. And I certainly didn't mention that when I looked down at the bat, it was often a blur of red. Bits of bone and broken teeth. Sometimes in my imagination the ball was just a ball, but most times it was a head. Sound of a melon smashing as the swinging bat tore it straight off. My stomach filling up with satisfaction. Mrs. Spooner always told me I had a creative mind. "Well," the counselor said, "at least you've got a supportive mom. Even with your dad gone, she's on your side. We've got to count our blessings, right?" "Yeah." I nodded and smiled. "I'm pretty lucky. You won't tell her about what I took, right?" "Stole, you mean?" "Stole," I whispered. "I'll have to think about it, Rowan. Leave it with me." I'd thought that meant he wouldn't call, but as I got closer to home, Gloria was staring at me, one foot up on the steps leading to the front porch. Maisy was nowhere to be seen. She'd already walked home from school with her friend Shar. She could be out playing, or she could be hiding away. She was like that, vanishing at the first sign of trouble. "Get over here," Gloria said. I dragged my feet. "I'm at the end of my rope with you. Do you know that? The very end of it." She spoke in a low growl. Gloria never yelled outside. I looked down at my sneakers. They were covered in a fine film of dust from our driveway. "Sorry," I said. "Sorry? Sorry? That's all you got to say? I've never been so ashamed. Grabbing chocolate bars out of some teacher's purse, like you don't get enough to eat at home? And everyone nosing around in our business, that woman, that Mrs. Spooner, and now some school counselor calling me, talking about Telly running off, because nothing ever went wrong in their perfect lives." "I said I was sorry, Gloria." "Oh, buddy boy, you're going to be sorry." I expected her to walk up our driveway and stop at the bottom of Pinch Kiss Circle. I thought she'd make me stand beside the rain gutter so our neighbors could see the sign. But instead, she went in the opposite direction. She strode across the fresh green grass and stepped into the woods. As I followed behind her, I noticed Maisy, tucked into the furthest corner of the deck that was built off the side of our house. Our dog,